is up, everybody? Where's that at? What's happening?
You talking about with all the noise and stuff like that?
Yeah, what's going on with the noises?
I don't know. I was like practicing my flickage, thing that women aren't usually good at. Practicing the flickage on the soundboard. Like,
What do you mean we're not good at it?
no, I said it's the thing that women are good at, the flickage of the finger.
Yeah, I thought you said we weren't good at it. I was gonna say, boy,
Oh no, I would never.
we're the
actually.
best at it. The fuck?
I know, shit. There's finger flickers out there.
Let's go.
Actually, a new trend on TikTok right now. It's like a little cat meme, and it's at the bottom of the screen, and you use your finger to go along with the Eminem song, the fast rapping song, the rap god song. You know what I'm talking about, where he raps all that. And then you use your finger to go along with the beat. And the trend is women showing like they got the real finger flicking skills or what have you. And it's pretty funny because some women are really good.
Twitter or TikTok?
TikTok, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I haven't been on TikTok in a while, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a little more versed on TikTok these days, like just kind of diving into all the different trends and everything. It's definitely a whole nother world, and it's a fun world, I gotta say.
I try not to go on TikTok because then I'm on TikTok for fucking ever, so.
It will keep you there to keep you trapped. And they got people good because at first it was like 15-second clips. And then they were like, oh, you can do a minute now. And then the creators that get most of the algorithm attention, now they can do 3-minute clips. And next thing you know, you're going to be in there for like 10-minute clips. And they're really going to get you and they're really going to have you fucking sit.
Ain't nobody got time for that. So
wasting time. And what's crazy is that time been going by really, really fucking fast lately. I know it has been feeling like this for a while.
End of March.
I found out an interesting fact about time and it going fast, and sometimes it feels like it's going slow. From what I understand, we perceive time based off our metabolisms. And as you get older, your metabolism slows down. Therefore, time feels like it's going faster. And they say that's why flies, it's hard to catch them or it's hard to swat them because their metabolisms are really fast. Therefore, they perceive time super slow. And so when they see us swatting at a fly, it's like slow motion for them. And that's why it's hard to hit them. And I'm like, damn, that's fucking crazy.
If you think about it. Wild to think about. Did you learn this off TikTok?
Yes. It's a good place to get.
That is an interesting thing. I wonder how much truth there is to that.
I feel like there's gotta be a lot of.
I'm gonna go down the rabbit hole.
Are you gonna do this right now, live pod?
No, not live pod, because then I'll just be, in my Alice in Wonderland shit, just quiet as fuck, reading. Okay.
Bud Light Seltzer or White Claw? Go.
White Claw.
They got a lot of new flavors. I'm drinking a watermelon White Claw right now. It's fucking delicious.
Really? I like the mango ones.
The mango ones?
Mango, yeah.
Why you gotta say it like that, though?
Because that's how I was raised saying it. I don't say mango. I say mango. That's how my grandma says it. It's how I've always said it. People have always made fun of me. Go ahead. It's mango.
I think it's funny that there's like people who are half Mexican or even full Mexican, but they've been so Americanized and they still say certain words super Mexican, but nothing else.
Like, I didn't even know it was mango. The first time I ever heard somebody say or try to correct me saying mango was probably high school. And I don't know if that is because where I live, there's like a huge Mexican population. And then when I moved to Oregon for a year and a half when I was 15, that's where someone was like, you mean mango?
Yeah.
And I was like I had to sit there for a second and I was like, is that the same thing? Like, I didn't know that mango was how you say it, because I was raised saying it mango, and that's like 100% the truth. So, and because I
Okay.
was raised by my grandma for, you know,
What
huge
about
part of my
lemon?
life.
Limon? Is lemon limon?
Lemon is limon, lima is lime.
But do you say it like that? Or do you just say lemon?
I say lemon and I say lime, but I say
Mm,
mango.
gotcha. Potato, patata.
Chingadora, the explorer.
You want to catch these pistachios, what did it say? Pistachios?
Putazos.
Putazos, there you go. Do you
Putazos,
want
yeah.
to catch those or no, not really? No, not
No,
really.
you don't want to catch these putazos. I'll
All
put
right,
my
so
fucking
let's get right into it because there's some fucking shit going on in the world right now, and I feel like we should talk about it. I want to talk about the transgender man that's competing in the Olympics and just destroying these women. I don't know. Could I say genders at this point? But this transgender
genders.
man, has these natural born physical, natural born, traits as a male and
Mhm.
just dominating in that sport. What do you think about all that?
Well, I so first of all, hadn't this person been on hormone therapy for a few years
Mhm,
prior? So
mhm.
taking estrogen and all these things, right?
Right.
Okay. It was like an NCAA swim thing.
Okay. So not the Olympics. It was a
It
college
was
thing.
not the Olympics, it was a college thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I think transgender people should be able to compete in sports. Um I don't I don't see an issue as far as that goes. I think that there's a lot of gray area. Um and I think too people have to stop so like I've seen a lot of conversation about what makes a woman, right? There's these questions coming up like how like even at the confirmation hearing for the Supreme Court Justice nominee, I think Ketanji Jackson is her name.
Hmm.
If I have that wrong, please correct me. Where they're really trying, because this is a huge topic in our country right now. They're asking her, like, what is your definition of a woman, or how would you define a woman? And I think what people first need to understand, because this really bothers me that it happens already, is
Right.
sex and gender are two completely different things,
Mm.
right? When you see people having their baby gender reveal parties,
Right.
that's the wrong fucking word to use, and it pisses me off and drives me crazy. You're not revealing the gender of the baby, you're revealing the sex of the baby. You don't know the baby's gender yet, you just know what their body parts are.
Mm.
That's it. And that's sex. That's biological sex. That's not gender. Because when you are in the womb and you're developing and all these things, there's more to who you are than just your body parts, right? If it was that simple, there would only be male and female, but there's not, right? Some people, there's like all these different little things on the sides, right? This side's woman, this side's man, and all these little things got to slide one way or the other to be woman, man, male, female, whatever, right?
Hmm.
But that's not what happens for everybody. Some people, their sex organs go all the way to one side, but all this other shit in between, like hormones and all these other things, don't go all the
Right.
way one way or the other. And that's where you have people who are in a male body or female body who feel not female and not male because the shit didn't slide all the way to one side for them. Or
Hmm.
there's people who have both sexual organs, right? Intersex.
Right.
There's
Hmm.
people who have female body parts on the outside but not on the inside, and reversed, right?
Right.
Like it's a complicated thing. It's not brand new. It's not like it's been happened. Like it's I'm sure there I'm not pulling it up. I don't have this fucking Rolodex in my head of like references for you guys to go check it out. But like um it's recorded. This isn't brand new. Like this has been happening. Shit happens. It happens in nature and it happens in humans, right? Animals, humans. So I think that that whole conversation, they're using these words intentionally to kind of like create like the bias that they to like perpetuate like the hate and shit that they have in their heart for people who are different.
Right.
I do like what Dash 8 is saying here. I like the idea of a women's category and an open category, and whoever wants to compete against biological men or women. I some I don't know. It's a really hard thing to say because I don't think that trans people should be excluded from sports. I think they should be able to compete. But I think it is really fucking gray because yes, men are like biologically, physically stronger, right?
Right.
That's 100% a thing. That's not a thing. Not every man, I don't think, but I think every man has the potential to be, absolutely. So it is kind of, you know, I don't know. I think that there is a possibility and a way to make it so that it could happen and not be a fucking big old deal, but it's never going to not be a big deal to someone. So I think there's a way, and I think people need to put their fucking hate and their bullshit aside and like get creative and use their fucking energy instead of being hateful on creating a
Mhm.
solution. And that's what I think.
I like all that. I like all that you just said. And that's why I ask you to like chime in on these topics because they're hot topics for one. I mean, and we have a podcast, so we should be talking about hot topics and what have you. But like honestly, like I'm such a neutral person when it comes to social indifferences in a lot of different ways because I support like like so many different sides, but like I can't like fully support one because one part of me is like, look, I got a daughter, and if one day she wants to compete, and then there's somebody who was born, you know, with male parts and the male, just the you get what I'm saying, like just born as a male, like with all the attributes of a male, like they're gonna clearly dominate in that kind of sport. So like a part of me is like, oh man, that's kind of messed up. But then another part of me is like, I do think that people should, you know, be able to compete in the sport that they want if they are a transgender person and if they do, identify as the other sex or what have you, and if they've gone through all the changes and they've done everything that they got to do. So I support all those different ideas, but the way you just put everything, like it definitely is very very eye opening, and I like the way you spoke about everything, and it is tough because you do got to choose your words wisely when you talk about this subject. Like I don't want to fucking offend nobody and make anybody upset when it comes to that, but damn, that's a fucking tricky one though, to be honest. Like it kind of fucks up sports in my opinion, like almost. And like because I feel like everybody should be able to compete, but like the real thing about it is that like male sports are the ones that people watch, so predominantly it's always going to be like the males that are getting all the attention, like even like in boxing, like women boxers that don't get a lot of attention, like there's like some very well accomplished
WNBA,
WNBA. All right, so that
etc.
there's another thing like WNBA, like Like, so say there's like a guy who, you know, didn't quite make it in the NBA, but he's really fucking good. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to be a professional. You know what? There's some people who are going to take advantage of that because of this and be like, you know what? I identify as a woman now. I want
Mhm.
in WNBA. And then he becomes like the fucking LeBron James of the WNBA. And then what about all the other great women that are playing in the WNBA? Now they're overshadowed by somebody who is, you know, you get what I'm saying. Everybody should get what I'm saying right now.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but, I feel like at if they're at the point where they're competing in women's sports, then that means that they didn't just decide yesterday, "Oh, I think I'm gonna go through the changes." That means they've been taking the hormones and making the changes to become physically a woman, because mentally they're one, but physically they've already started taking the steps. And if that's the case, they're not like full of fucking testosterone like people think they are, like it's just not true. So there's that. I don't know. I it could a solution be having, transgender women compete against transgender women and transgender men compete against transgender men? Maybe. But like I think that it is a sensitive subject, and the goal is to be inclusive. So I just feel like people should shift their energy from negative and hate to like creativity and solution oriented. Like that's what I think should happen.
I fuck with that. I fuck with that. And
So
dash it, I agree. I do also hate that common sense is frowned upon nowadays. I mean, I'm with you on that. Like it's crazy,
frowned
man. It's
upon,
crazy.
it's like non-existent.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
a lot of
Hey,
people have it.
and Julio Bar Joy says some of the UFC ladies will kick some of the UFC fighters. Well, you know what, man? Like I don't deny that. That would be good to see. That would be good to see, man. Probably some of these women boxers would definitely beat up some of these UFC guys, no doubt. Yeah. So see, he says his oldest daughter just came out and said that she wants to be transgender. Really can't say anything about it. Nah, man.
Says
I
she
feel you,
wants
man.
to be or she is.
That she wants to be, and see, like I think about that too, man. Like I do think about that as well. Like, what if my daughter, wants to do that, later on in life? Like, I would totally fucking support it, and I would be like, way heavier on the subject. So I don't know, man. It's a really
It's
fucking
not
tough one.
like here's what I tell people, because there's people who okay, so wanting to and being are two different fucking things. Because like like for instance, people who think that being gay is a choice and all these things, and it's like I think that if you really are something, it's not a choice, right? And I don't think it's ever someone's choice to be part of something where people hate you and will literally not fuck with you, and like people get disowned, people's lives get put in danger. Like it's a scary thing. So like I don't think, like, for people to say I want to be a transgender, that shit'll never fly, because like you have to actually like go and talk to like therapists and doctors and all these things. Like they don't just let you, hey, like you decide you want to be a transgender, like let me just go to the doctor and get these things done. Like there's a hella fucking steps that you have to take to like prove, I guess, that you are like in the wrong body before they'll allow something like that to like really fully transition. It's not just like like it's not like getting fucking breast implants, right? Like you can't just go, change your sex organs and then go change them back. That's not how that works. Like, so wanting to, that's you jumping on what you think is a fad. You know, like you think that this is a cool trend, and it's not a fucking trend. Like this is people are what they are, and it should never be played with like that. Like, period.
Right. Right. I feel you on that. And just to kind of backtrack a little bit about the whole gender reveal thing, I think some people they get it messed up and confused because they don't know the actual definition of gender. So
Exactly. They don't know the
on the,
difference.
on the podcast live right now, I'm going to give you all the definition from the dictionary. That's right, everybody.
Do gender and then do sex.
All right, so gender is either of the two sexes, male and female, especially when considered with reference to social and cultural differences rather than biological ones. The term is also used more broadly to denote a range of identities that do not correspond to established ideas of male and female. Okay, now
Do
let's
sex.
do. Now we'll do sex definition. And for some reason, Pornhub just popped up. Chill, search history. Chill.
Your search history is busting you out on the pod.
All right, so sex. Chiefly with reference to people's sexual activity, including. All right, no, that's the wrong one.
No.
All right. Either of two main categories, male and female, into which humans and most other living things are divided on the basis of their reproductive functions.
Mm-hmm. Right. So to Dash 8's point, saying an adult making that decision is one thing, a teen with a developing brain is a whole other story. I knew when I was 8 years old that I liked boys. I had a crush on a boy. I was in 2nd grade, right? Maybe I was 7. I don't know. I had a crush on a boy. I knew I liked boys. That's
Right.
how young I was when I knew what I was attracted to.
Mm-hmm.
So my daughter, when she was 10, told me that she's bi. And I think when you're 10, you know what you're attracted to, right? One or the
Mm-hmm.
other, or both, or whoever, right? I think that when you're a young kid, you know, like, I don't feel 100% like my authentic self in this body. This is not my body. My brain is telling me I'm a girl, but my body's a boy. This is not right. Or the
Mm-hmm.
opposite. Like, when you're young, like what you are and what you're not. It's society that like tries to put you in one of the boxes, and like that's where people get fucked up, right? Like and
Right.
that's why you have to like support your kids and let them be who they are and not try to fit them in a box. And unfortunately, a lot of people, religious reasons and just like social pressure, right? We're like, "Oh no, you can't say that." Or like her dad's response when she said that was, "Oh, you don't know. You'll know when you're older. Like, you don't know what you're talking about." And
Right.
it's like, yes, the fuck you do. I had a whole crush on a boy. Like, I wanted to like hold his hands and marry him, like that's
Mm-hmm.
what I wanted to do when I was 8. You know what you are and what you're attracted to. Like, I knew I was a girl.
Right.
I knew I was a girl, not because somebody told me I was a girl, but I knew I was a girl.
Right.
I felt like a girl. I feel like a woman. Like, and my sex organs, thankfully for me, happen to match that, right? That it's not an issue for me. So it's not something I have to even think about. But not everybody's that lucky, shit happens. And people need to like believe people when they say they are who they are
Right.
and try to support them, and then it'll work itself out. You figure it out, like let people be who they are and love who they love and be attracted to who they're attracted to. Like, I think it's fucking weird that people are so fucking concerned with what other people are doing. Like, I know hella gay people. I have a few transgender friends. I know, people who are bi. I know all the kinds of people. Not one of them has ever tried to convince me I should like be whatever they are.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that that's
Mhm.
like, I don't like, ignorance is fear, or like fear is ignorance, right? Because
Mhm.
you fear what you don't know. And like, everybody's so afraid to learn about this shit because they think it's going against the Bible. And like, I have news for you guys. The Bible is bullshit. And you guys can jump all over me if you want to. I don't care. I've said it many times before. I'll keep fucking saying it. That shit has changed so much. For you to think that these like words from like 3,000 years ago apply to today, or and haven't been fucking skewed at all, like you think like you've played telephone, right? Where you say one thing to the person next to you, and by the time it goes around the circle and gets back to you, like there might be one word that you use, but the whole fucking story is different, right?
Mhm.
Everybody has changed the fucking shit based on their agenda at that time. Like how, I don't know how you could think that like God made you but didn't make gay people, like, or didn't make black people or whoever, right? Because people are so fucking hateful, and they try to use this book to like fit their hate agenda, and it's so fucking wild to me that like they all the shit that they do is in the name of this book, and they say, oh, love whoever and be this way, but then like their actions are completely opposite of their words in this fucking book that they hold so fucking high,
Right.
and the book is bullshit, so you're like praising something that's been changed several times by fucking shady people who want you to walk and think and do the things that they want you to do. It's like crazy.
Yeah. Going on to that topic, I was raised as a Catholic
So was I.
person, and like I couldn't disagree more with so many of the practices and the things that they have you do, like as you're coming up, like the whole like catechism and communion and all that. And if you go to a Catholic church, like they're just like reading, out of not even the Bible, actually, they're reading out of some other, you know, book
Well,
or
there's so
something.
many different versions of it.
Right. Right. Yeah. And like
Hey,
so
son.
right now it's Lent, right? And you're not supposed to eat red meat on Friday
Fridays.
or what have you. And I have a couple relatives, and they're like, "Oh, you don't eat red meat today," and I'm just like, I don't, I don't do that no more.
Yeah.
I don't care about that stuff no more, man. Because like, why? Why? Like, do you know how many like fucked up shit went on in the Vatican, and how many priests are fucking convicted rapists, child
Right.
rapists, and pedophiles and shit like
Right.
that? Like, and that's what you had me go do when I was a kid. Like, I'm not mad at my parents or nothing like that, because that's just the way they were raised.
They didn't know.
They didn't know. They
Yeah.
didn't know. And then, I go through it, and now I'm just like, man, I couldn't even like sit there and like take that stuff serious. Like I believe in God. I'll, tell everybody that I believe in God, and, I believe in all the great energies and things of that sort. But when it comes to like religions and stuff like that, look, man, do what you do, but like, don't push it on me, man. Don't push it on me. And I mean, you could if you want. I ain't gonna really listen though. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So
that's the thing though. Like, what the fuck does your religion have to do with like Christians in this country try all these laws that are made and policies that are created are like religiously like formulated, right? Like this, like that's the the context behind the shit that they put out. And it's like, we're supposed to be separation of church and state, by the way. Not everybody here has the same religion, by the way, right? Like the the questions that they're like giving to Miss Jackson, I think her last name is, God, I hope I'm getting this right, were like religious questions, and she's like, I'm sorry, like I don't know what that has to do with the law, right? Because it's not supposed to. Like, there are, I will say, -8, I do agree with you, there are little, like, it's like fables and like there's lessons in some of the things that you're reading, but like a lot of people don't actually read it and interpret it for themselves. They go to this building every fucking week and have some fucking racist fucking person or whoever, some fucking crazy person. Every church I've been to, there's been a white pastor except for one. And actually kind of liked that church. It really resonated with me. But like telling you how to think and how to interpret it, right? And people eat that shit up. So like if you have this horrible fucking human being, right, that's like whatever, hates gay people, hates transgender people, racist as fuck, all these things, and then they're the ones at the front of the room telling all these people who can't fucking comprehend and like think critically and like try to interpret it for themselves. He's telling them how to feel about it and what it means to him, and they eat that shit up. Like that's the fucking problem. Like I
Right.
hate that. I hate it.
I feel you. I feel you on that. I feel the same way, man. Like the last few times I went to a Christian church, man. And shout out to the Christians, man. I'm not trying to bash nobody, but the last few times, man, I'm just like, man, this person on stage right now is kind of full of shit.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure.
And I'm like, what are you even like trying to teach people right now? And
Mhm.
I just couldn't get behind it. And like the way people like damn near praise that person as if they're God
They
or something
do.
along those
They
lines.
do. It's wild. It's wild. They did it to Donald Trump. They're like, "Oh, he's like, it's in the Bible. He's gonna come save us." Like, oh, like what?
I didn't hear that one. That's
Oh
crazy.
my god, I did hear it. I heard it a lot. That shit fucking blew my mind. I was like, "Whoa!" Like, wow. Like people really, and it's the same people that are out here calling, people who are liberal sheep. Like, fuck, are you for real, bro? Are you for real?
What would they
Cuz
call liberals sheep though? Because I don't really know that. Give me some context on that if you can.
like for believing in the vaccine and whatever
Okay.
else, like, oh, you're a bunch of sheep because you just believe what the government tells you. And it's like, bro, you believe what like racist ass fucking Tom at the front of the fucking church tells you about everything he's saying. Like, get the fuck out of here.
I,
Like,
it seems like you've had a racist experience with
well,
pastor.
I lived in Eugene for 7 years.
UGs. That's a new one right there. That you should
UG's.
start saying that. UGs, that motherfucking
Well, a
place is
lot of people
crazy.
call it UG. But I lived there for 7 fucking years, and, like, that's a racist ass little fucking town. Like, people don't wanna say it, but it's true. They think they're super fucking progressive and liberal there, but they're not. They're really not. Like, it's just like, my mom, like, would have me and my kids go to some church. Like, I would avoid it. Like, I probably went once or twice. And
Right.
I'm sorry if I show up somewhere and I see bitches in long skirts and buns, like cult vibes, right? My fucking alarm goes off, red flags start fucking firing like out of cannons and shit in my head. Like, it's,
Time out.
I
Did
don't
you
fuck
just
with it.
say bitches with long skirts and
And
buns? Because
buns,
I'm trying to go to
the
that church.
the
Oh, like
low
hair.
bun
Oh,
with the
okay, okay,
long skirt with the
oh,
long
okay.
denim skirts.
My bad. You know, it's about to be sundress season, so you got me excited.
No,
But go ahead.
they're not in sundresses. They're very modest hair, low bun, long denim skirts, socks covering their ankles, like fucking flats, shoes, right? If I see hella chicks dressing like that, it's giving me cult vibes, bro. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna listen to one fucking word that man at the front says. Like, it's already a wrap for me. Like, I walk in somewhere and y'all are dressing the same. Nope, not doing it. What's up,
Hey,
Betty? Um,
yeah, what's
but
up, everybody that's in the chat right now on the live and all that?
yeah.
And by the
So
way, so could I give everybody like some information too, right quick, Stella?
yeah, go ahead.
For now on, by the way, everybody, you'll be able to not only watch this podcast on YouTube and Twitch, but you'll be able to watch it on Spotify too now too as well. So you'll be able to watch it on
Wow.
Spotify. You'll be able to listen to it on Spotify or watch, and then you can listen to it on Apple, and obviously YouTube and what have you. So, but make sure y'all are smashing that like button and leaving reviews and stuff like that because that
And
definitely helps out
subscribing.
the podcast. And
Subscribing.
absolutely. But go ahead, Stella. Continue on.
No, I mean that's really all I had to say. That shit fucking blows my mind.
Well,
And
you triggered actually another thought in my head when you were getting on liberals and people hating on or calling people liberals for rocking with the jab and stuff like that. I do want to get on that a little bit actually because I've been seeing lately that all of these companies that were firing people who weren't getting a jab, they're now allowing those people back on board and now allowing them to work again. Like, what do you think about all that? Because now it almost kind of seems like, oh damn, why did they get it in the first place then?
they
The
should
people
have
that stood
never
their
been
ground,
firing people for that kind of like
the
I'm
people that were standing their ground, the people that were standing their ground are like
right.
they're kind of they're justified now and
1000%. I don't so like I've always been a firm believer of like body autonomy. Like if you don't have body autonomy, you have nothing. Like in
right,
my opinion, if you don't have any control whatsoever about what goes in your body, like you have zero freedom, right? I don't think that anything of that sort should be mandated. Did I get vaccinated? Yes, I did. I am fully fucking vaccinated. I don't regret it at all. I did, I read some stuff. I talked to some people. I made the decision. I have zero regrets about it. I think it's helped me. Maybe it hasn't. I don't know, but I feel good about the decision I made for myself, right?
right.
Just like if I got pregnant and
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to have it, I would hope that I could go and seek an abortion and do so safely without being criminalized or anything of the sort, right? I think
Yeah.
that I should have autonomy over my body, and I think everybody else should have that as well. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you should have the choice.
Totally.
I don't think people should have been getting fired for that. I don't think people should have been getting anything for that. If they catch it or don't catch it or whatever, that's on them, right?
Right.
If
Mm-hmm.
I have an abortion and y'all don't believe in it because you think life starts, at conception, that's your opinion. But what I do with my body is between me and God, right? Like, if I choose to abort and that's, against God's whatever, then I feel like that's between me and the big guy, and we're gonna have that conversation when I get there, and he's either gonna approve me or deny me, and that's me. Like, you worry about you, I worry about me. Like, that's that.
I do
That's
think it's
it.
kind of crazy though. I fuck with everything you just said. By the way, I have no kind of rebuttals for any of that. I fuck with everything you're talking about tonight, Stella. I like that. But I do think it's kind of crazy though that everybody that was really combative. Am I saying the word right?
Hostile, aggressive.
Hostile, aggressive about people getting it. And now that they're not talking about it in the news and making huge deals about it, they're not even saying nothing no more. So now they'll ask somebody like, "Hey, did you get that?" And they're like, "No, I didn't." They're like, "Oh, that's what's up." But before they're like, "Whoa, what? How
Yeah,
selfish!" But now it's like it's nothing. Like, damn, man,
right.
does the news really control the narrative this much? That's crazy.
For
So,
sure.
the people that do judge like the whole liberal style of people or what have you, they do have a right to do a little judgment on that behalf. Because it's funny as fuck. Honestly, it
No,
is.
1000%. Like, it is funny, but, it fucking happened. It is what it is. People are, I don't know. I was never with that shit. And like, do I believe in vaccines? Yes, I do. I do believe in vaccines. I think that they've helped eradicate diseases that used to kill people, like simple shit, right?
For sure.
But I don't think you should be forced to do it. I think if you don't fucking want to do it, or if you don't want to put it in your kid and let your kid make that decision later whether or not they want to have it, like that's fine. I don't know. That's it. That's all I can say. So
Yeah.
I do believe the science behind it, and that the more people that have it, like they'll carry smaller viral loads. Even if you do catch it, it's still a smaller viral load, and then eventually, it'll like dissipate the way the other fucking shit did. But like, that's what I think. That's what I believe based off what I've read about shit in the past. Is it true? I don't fucking know, but that's just where
Right.
I'm at. And I'm not forcing anybody to think that way. I'm not telling you should believe this because of this. Like, believe what the fuck you want to believe. I don't care.
Yeah, I feel you on that. My cat just ran inside the room.
Jasper or Rosie?
Rosie.
Oh, Rosie.
Yeah, she's actually got kicked out now. Erica came in here and brought me a White Claw. Anyway,
I'm gonna
yeah,
have
I've been on the
treat.
White Claws because it's gluten free and I'm not really trying to get a gut. I've been working. Now, actually, it's my pre-workout because I'm gonna hit some weights tonight. So, yes.
So to move on to a lighter topic,
For sure, let's do
we
it.
have talked about this topic before, but it was a poll in my Instagram. Do you know which one I'm referring to?
I saw it and I participated, but I can't remember what it was.
Okay, so I'll read it. By the way, I tried to go live on Instagram earlier to do my makeup like I do before we podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't let me because I said on somebody's Instagram post that I want to punch Ted Cruz in the face.
And it flagged your account?
It flagged my account, so now I can't go live on my account.
Oh, so you didn't go live on Instagram after all? I thought you did.
I did on our Side Friend Chronicles page, which is why it's important you follow both, by the way.
Yeah, I should definitely follow all those pages.
I have people who follow my Instagram who don't follow our Side Friend Chronicles, and that kind of bothers me.
Well, not everybody cares about listening to a podcast, though.
Even if you don't care about listening to the podcast, like support the fucking business page, right? Like, if you want me to support your your building or your fucking working out or your personal training shit, like support my fucking podcast. That's how I feel. Like,
I could dig it.
Let's make this a two-way street, assholes. Okay. Yeah. So what I posted, because I saw it on Derek Jackson's
oh, you Instagram. Love Derek Jackson.
I love me some Derek Jackson. Is it okay?
You've been loving that chocolate lately, but go ahead.
I've always loved chocolate. Dark chocolate's always been my favorite. Team dark skin? No, I'm just kidding. But he's fucking around. So, is it okay for you to pass gas in front of your man? Yes or no? Right? Because this Brazilian singer was hospitalized, supposedly, allegedly, after holding in farts around her boyfriend. Now, I have a story about that because when I was like 15, 16 years old, my aunt was hospitalized from like her colon flipping or something like that. And she said it's from holding in her farts. And so she told me when I was at that age, if you have to fart, fart, because it's really bad for you to hold it in. Like, it'll fucking kill you. It absolutely can kill you.
Imagine like oofing off of not farting. That would suck.
Right. How fucking embarrassing. Like, oh, she died from holding in her farts. Like bruh, let that shit fucking go. Like, let it go, Elsa. Like, let it go.
Would have felt like the 1988 Loma Prieta when I let that bitch out. I always let them out. Earthquake.
And so I asked people, because we have talked about this before, and how men think that our holes, you're one of them, are just play holes, right? Like, nothing gross is supposed to happen there. They're there for you to play with and put your mouth on and put your fingers in and put your fucking dick in. Like, they're just they're
Continue.
glory holes for you guys, right? That's all you see our body as.
I'm gonna tell you what Erica did to me earlier, but continue.
I have news for you guys. Those holes weren't put there just for you to put your mouth on and put your dick in, right? Like, yes, the vagina's purpose is to be penetrated for the purpose of procreation,
Recreation.
right? Right.
Recreation.
But it
Yes.
also, as a result, has this whole system where monthly it bleeds, right? Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
not a fun thing for us. We don't fucking like it either, but it happens, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so, good night, Zimbo. And so, also, we're human beings who have to eat to survive, and what goes in must come out, etc. We've talked about this. Guys like us to go eat with them, drink the beers with them, eat the ice cream with them, do all these things. And while it's allowed to fuck up your guys' stomach, we have to hold it all in and pretend that it hasn't affected us at all, right? We can't go fucking bust ass and take a shit and do all those things that you guys fucking do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because ew, my mouth goes there. And it's like, bro, like, I saw a post today on Justin LeBoy talking about, like, if you tell me you gotta pee, like, that's a wrap. I'm not gonna go down on you that night. And it's like, first of all, women wipe when we pee. We don't just fucking
Mm-hmm.
shake it and go the way you guys do, but you still want your dick sucked. Explain that to me. But anyways, so I asked, and then after the poll, I did one of those, go back and answer. I know you fucking just skipped this shit. And a lot of people laughed, like, you
Ella
got me.
takes it fucking personal when you guys don't interact with her shit.
I do. I fucking hate it. So a total of, let's see, 107 people voted. 93 people said yes, better out than in. A lot of them were men too. So there you go. I will preface that with a lot of them are men who are married, in a relationship, or just actually a fucking grown up. The couple of men that said no way, women shouldn't do that, are men children to me. Like,
I think I said no.
You didn't. You actually, yeah, you did. You said no way, but I already know how you feel about it. Her
Mm-hmm.
butthole is just there for decoration. It's not there for an actual function. I get it.
No,
That's how.
I just don't want her to do it around me. That's all. Like, if she's got to do it, like, fucking do it for sure. But it just turns me off. Like, maybe that's me being married for the amount of years that I've been married. I don't want
But
to
that's
hear
because you
part.
see the body in these places as like sex, and that's it.
It's not even that though. It's not that. It's
But
just
like
disgusting
you
to me.
associated it with a turning on and off. But like I'm sure you fucking fart around her all the time.
You got to do things in a marriage over time and over the years to make sure that the turn-ons remain, so that things stay spicy. And for me, I don't
Her
want her
being a human
farting.
being is not spicy. So
Absolutely
she's
not.
just a blow up doll.
And I'm not
That's
saying
it.
that. I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna do certain things that she doesn't like me to do. She doesn't want me to fart. Like, imagine, like, I mean, before sex or something like that. Like, imagine like we're laying in a bed and like we know, all right, we're probably gonna get it in because we're both, in that kind of mood. And
Mhm.
you can both feel when that kind of mood is set in the room,
Mhm.
right? Imagine if I fart now at that moment. Like, she's gonna be like, ew. Like, come on, dude. And I'm gonna do the same thing. It's just what it is, man. Like,
I guess
you gotta,
I'm just like not as like I'm gonna be like ew, but it's not gonna stop me.
it ain't gonna
Like
stop me either, but
I'm still gonna
it's
fuck
gonna
you. Like I'm
it's
still
gonna
gonna sleep
delay it.
next to you.
It's gonna
Like
delay it by like 5 minutes for sure.
that's
Like, I'm gonna
fine. Like,
I'm gonna
I'll
go
get
on my phone and play Toon Blast for
Hi,
5 minutes
Eddie.
before we do it. Now I gotta forget about what just happened.
Oh my god. You're so wild. Anyways, and there were a few women who were like, "Absolutely not. No way." And the last relationship I was in, you know, uh white boy, he was very like, "Ugh, like girls don't do that. Like that's not a thing. Like it's a thing. Like women are fucking disgusting too. Like I ate the same fucking thing you did. I had the same stout that you did. Like,
I
what do
got a
you fucking
question.
think's gonna happen?
I got a question, Stella.
What's up?
From a woman's perspective,
Mm-hmm.
is it nasty? And I got two questions, so
Okay,
don't
go ahead.
don't go on a rant.
Fire them off. Yeah, fire away.
Is it nasty for somebody to pick their nose and eat their booger?
Yes.
Okay. Now my next question is, have you ever picked your nose and ate your booger?
If I did, it was probably at a young age. I don't remember.
Because you said women are fucking gross too. So I want to know, like, what level of gross are women?
I
Like,
think God no, yeah, I don't do that. I haven't I don't think I've done that since if I was a fucking child and maybe did it out of pure curiosity. But like I know grown ass men who will fucking pick their nose and wipe it on their bedroom wall. I know
mhm.
grown ass men who bite their toenails. Like as adults, like bite their fucking toenails. I think you guys are just grosser.
Just for perspective purposes, and I want this to be done for my fellas out there in the world, in the viral worlds of the Instagrams and the TikToks and what have you. I want to know, Stella, do you think some of these Instagram models and Instagram baddies and these gorgeous women that you see across the net, do you think that some of them, is there a
Like the
chance
nastiest shits, yes.
that they do some disgusting, disturbing, just relentlessly,
Yes.
absolutely disgusting things
Yes.
behind closed doors? Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. So there's some perspective, fellas, for all of you guys out there that see these picture perfect models on Instagram. All of those chicks do take shits.
Well,
Probably
I
some of
mean,
them do pick their nose and eat their boogers.
I've
And
picked my
some of them,
nose. I still do. If I have to get something out of there, I will. I'll put it in a tissue though.
I
Like,
just want to, I just wanted to like kind of put that into perspective because that shit does happen. So like, like when you think that like maybe like, hey, that chick might be too out of my league, like second guess that thought, because
check
guess
her
what?
bathroom. Check her
She
bedroom.
she also takes shits. She picks her nose probably behind closed doors,
Right.
and she most definitely smells
I
her
think
farts.
that there's like doesn't everybody can't you all smell your own farts? Like your ass is literally attached to you.
But to
Unless
do
it
it in
doesn't
like a
smell.
way that's pleasurable, like to do it like to search for it type shit, like you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that smells good. Like there's Instagram baddies doing that, fellas. Just so you know.
Maybe the chicks that sell their farts do that.
That's a thing now too, selling farts.
That's a
That's the new
thing.
craze. That's the
That's
new craze.
definitely a thing. That's fucking weird.
No,
The fact that
don't
there's a
call shit
demand
weird.
for it.
Don't call shit weird. You learned your lesson the last time you called something weird.
No,
You
I'm
got
kink
you got
shaming that one for
obliterated.
sure. I'm definitely kink shaming that one. Come
No
for
shot,
me, people. I don't care.
man.
If I had the foot fetish come for me at one point and I was able to win them over, I'm not really worried about the fart smelling community. Like, y'all are, that's wild. It's wild to me.
Okay, Stella.
You could holler at me in my DMs and try to make me understand, though. I am open minded. So go for me. Go for it.
Would you, for the right price, sell your fart in a jar?
How? I don't know how that would even happen. How do you contain your fart in a jar?
I don't know.
I don't know
But
how that
would you
happens.
do it? But would you
I
do
will
it?
not. Here no, I wouldn't, and I'll tell you why. I won't even, like if I'm with a guy, like, if I have to shit, I'll literally, like, go and lock myself in my bedroom and then use my bathroom because then nobody can be around me. I don't want you to hear it. I don't want you to smell it. Like, that's, like, my time. That's my space, my privacy. I need that. Like, and I'm very, like, that's just what it is. I can't. So, I would not sell my farts, no.
I'm fucking cracking up right now at Keith's comment. He says, I give my farts away free. I'm charitable.
I'm not charitable. I
Hey
hold on
man,
to mine for myself.
if
I keep
farts
mine to myself. I'm selfish.
if farts has a price now and you're farting out there in public for free, that is absolutely a charitable event. Like
For
honestly,
sure.
you should be able to write that off on your taxes right there.
For sure. So, yeah. I don't know. I just thought it was funny that men think all our holes are just for them to play with and put their mouth on
Men,
rather than
men know
actual
that's not.
human functions.
No, men don't think that though. Like
Some do.
men with common sense and like actual like
Actual, like,
real men,
mature grown-ups, yeah.
not like incels on the internet type
Yeah.
guys, like but like real like everyday guys, like they know what the fuck is up.
I'm just
Especially if you have like
saying.
children or something like that. If you ever seen a child come out of that
Yeah.
hole, then you know what the fuck is up with that.
I
You
pooped.
know. Oh
I
my
pooped
gosh.
trying to when I was first pushing to, like, give birth to my daughter. And I was so surprised too, because the nurse, they're trying to be sweet to you. They don't want you to think about anything but giving birth, right? So, like,
Mhm.
I'm pushing and she just comes in with like a one of those pads and and I was like, did I just shit? I literally said it like that. She's like, don't worry. It
I
happens to everybody,
think
blah, blah,
every woman
blah.
does it, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, "Oh my god." I'm, like, fucking humiliated, right? Because like, my kid's dad's right there staring at it all. My mom, my grandma, my aunt. Like, obviously, my mom, my grandma, and my aunt, they've all changed my diaper. Probably the last time they saw it, it didn't look like it's like the monster that it is on the fucking table. Like, you know, all these things. But I'm like, bro, he just literally saw me shit. That there's nothing between like me and my kid's dad. Like there was nothing between us that was like taboo or private or anything because he saw everything. If I had to fart, I did it. If he did it. Like that was the only person I've ever like been in a relationship with where like you could completely be a human being like in front of each other. Like no big deal.
All right, time out. I want to
Everybody
rewind.
said no way.
I want to rewind to the part you just said. The monster that's on the table. Can you tell me, please, what was the monster on the table?
My pussy.
Oh shit!
When it's like,
Oh,
like opening up
whoa!
to give birth to a whole fucking human being. It goes from being this tiny little thing to this like massive monster that's just like, ah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
damn! That sounds very, very like
Like a
Predator.
horror film for sure.
Yeah, yeah, like a
And it
horror
looked like a
film.
murder scene afterwards, 1000%.
Have you watched any new movies lately? Should we do any movie
I saw
reviews
the
right
Adam Project. Did you
now?
watch
Oh,
that?
didn't. What is it?
It's on Netflix. It has Ryan Reynolds and Jennifer Garner
Okay.
and Mark Ruffalo. Super good movie. You could watch it with Ari. It's a like family friendly movie.
Oh, whoa,
You
wait. I did watch that. I did
Yeah,
watch that.
yeah, super good.
That was a good movie. I think anything with Ryan Reynolds in it is good though.
Oh, 1000%. He's
Like
fucking movies are
amazing.
made for him. He doesn't have to really change who he is for a movie. It's not acting at this point though, so that's not fair. But yeah.
Yeah, that's facts though, because he's literally the same character
He
in
is the
every
same
movie.
person in everything. Yeah.
But like you enjoy it just because it's fucking
Because
him.
you like who he is. Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling Erica that the other day when we were watching. I was like, I don't know why, but anything with him in it is a good fucking movie, and it could
1000%.
and it could fucking suck, and it's still a good movie because it's fucking Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Um, I watched the whole 5th season of Last Kingdom.
Okay,
Love the show. Last season, I know it's their last season. They're not renewing it. So they really had to like hurry up and close some of these storylines, which sucks because it felt really rushed. But it's
right.
still a really good show, and I 10 out of 10 recommend to watch it. The
Mm-hmm.
other thing I just watched recently was Life After Death with Tyler Henry, the
Okay,
guy who's
okay.
like a medium.
Right on.
Really, really fucking good show. That shit blows my mind. Like, did you watch that shit? Did I
I
talk
didn't
about
watch
this
that
on our
shit.
last podcast? I feel like I did.
I don't know. I wasn't.
Maybe I did on mine with Sonia.
I wasn't on the last podcast.
So physically you were. He went to Stankonia Records down in Atlanta and did a reading on this producer there. And
Mm-hmm.
that shit like blew his fucking mind.
Really now.
Yeah, it's a really good show. You should watch it.
Could I just like kind of backtrack to the Adam Project really quick? Because
Yeah,
that whole time
totally.
travel thing, that's totally up my lane right there. Him traveling back to the future, I think that shit happens,
That
man.
is 1000% up your fucking alley.
Why do you think they make movies like that though?
Because I think they want it to be true.
I think it is true. I think there is time
I
travel
don't think
we
it
don't know
is.
about. Stella, you got to come to grips with the fact that quantum physics exists. You believe everything else
Bruh.
except for that.
Okay, you're not going to come on here and talk about quantum physics when you don't believe in gravity. You said
Mm,
this. We could totally make a clip of where you've said this. And I do believe that it was even a conversation between you and Spec where he's like, do you believe in like other parts of science? And you're like, nah, like gravity isn't real, this and that and the other. Unless you were trolling and fucking around, like, do not come at me with quantum physics when I've literally asked you if you believe in physics before. And it was like, nah.
all right, so Stella. And by the way, everybody, this is the part of the podcast where we start debating and arguing with each other. So if you're not
Not
here for that,
really. But it was funny that he would bring that up to me after all the things he's said that were like
no, it's funny
anti-physics.
that she thinks that there's no shot like there's no
I
shot
don't
at
think there's
it
no
at
shot
all.
at all. I just don't think we're there yet.
She believes in everything else science, but she doesn't believe in time travel. And she says that we're not there yet. But if there's time travel, then we're probably there already. And they've time traveled, you know, back to this point or what have you. Because, you know, in quantum physics, they say everything is happening simultaneously at the same time. So
I
that's
love
fucking
what
trippy to think about.
simultaneously means.
What's that?
That's what simultaneously means at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I guess you're right. I guess you're right.
So,
She's one of those, everybody. She's one of those that like will like correct your grammar. Like if you say the wrong there, she'll put, you know, the actual, you
yeah, if
know,
you write your
yeah.
instead of your, yeah,
Mhm.
I'm definitely on your ass about that because language
Yeah,
matters.
I guess.
Language 1000% matters.
Yeah. She's a fucking grammar whore. Oh, by the way, I wanted to say,
And
why
just a
is it that
regular whore. Just kidding. Go ahead. I'm
oh
just kidding. I was just trying to lighten it up.
do you ever consider yourself a whore?
I can do whore things for special people.
Elaborate on that.
I can do some hoe shit.
What kind of hoe shit?
I'm not a really good hoe in the classic sense though, because I'm too much of a hypochondriac. I'm always afraid I'm going to catch something, and I don't want to have the conversation with someone like, hey, you might have a disease because I was fucking around. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, that's not something I ever wanna do.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
If you're on a date with somebody,
Mhm.
first date, second date, whatever,
Okay.
are you on that date with them because yes, there's a possibility that you would like to sleep with them, or that yes, you want to sleep with them, and you're just trying to make sure they're not like serial killers first? Is that why you're on that
If
date?
I'm on a date with them, it's because I am physically attracted to them. Um, but I'm never on a date with somebody because that's all I want from them. I'm
Got
on a
you.
date with somebody because I wanna get to know them
Hmm.
to see if it's something that could potentially go somewhere else,
Hmm.
um, including the bedroom. Um, I
Mm-mm.
but it's not my only focus. I'm never only looking for that. If I'm fucking with you and I do that with you, I'm chances are I'm gonna continue to want to do that with you, even if it's really bad the first time, like, I'll give you a second chance, and if
Hmm.
it's, like, really, really bad, then I'll probably start to phase myself out.
Like Homer in that gif where he like fades into the green.
Yeah, yeah. And that's if all the other shit isn't there. Like, sex can be developed, like, I think 100%, like we all our bodies are different, and like all of us enjoy different things and like different movements and like different like things, and if I like you already as a person and like our sexual chemistry wasn't quite there, but like I'm willing to work on that as long as all the other things are okay. But if the
Right.
other shit isn't there and that's not there, then that's like a wrap for me. I'm gonna phase myself out.
All right. Another question.
Go ahead.
Do you like it when a guy makes a first move?
Yes. I'm
When is the
very
correct
traditional in that sense.
when is the correct moment for the first real move for a home run?
For a home run?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's different every time with different people. I think some people really fucking click in all the ways, like day one. And then I think some people it takes them a little bit to kind of like warm up to each other to like click to do the thing.
Okay. Next question.
Uh-huh.
Does the first move ever come too late?
Hmm.
That was a good question, huh?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, because if they don't, like, at least try to kiss you, then you're gonna think that they might not be interested, but that all depends on the other behaviors outside of that, like, are they contacting you regularly, right?
Hmm.
Like, is he hitting you up and asking you how your day was? Like, are you getting, like, good morning texts and good night texts? Like, is he calling you? Is he trying to, like, FaceTime you, right?
Hmm.
Like, if those things are there, then you feel like, okay, this person might be interested. And consistency matters. Like if it's just here and there, like you don't really know if he's super into you or not. You're just like, okay, he's hitting me up. Like he could be bored, something, right? But there's people who consistently hit you up that you're like, okay, they are interested in seeing me and talking to me, even if they didn't kiss me, they're showing interest and they're being consistent, which takes work, right? So they're taking the time to put in that work. Um, but then there's people who don't take the time to be consistent. They hit you up regular enough, because they want to stay like relevant or like they want possible access, you know?
Hmm.
So I think those behaviors that are happening behind the scenes too kind of super matter and should go into context with the first move thing.
I
I
love
kind
that.
of like to put the ball in a man's court, though, when it comes to that kind of effort. Like, I know there's some men who like to be pursued, um, and I have no problem. Like, I feel like I oftentimes show a man I'm interested first, anyways. And I think that if I do that, then the ball's in your court, and now you need to show me back.
Right.
And, like, as the woman, like, because of social conditioning and whatnot, like, if you're not gonna continue to show me, like, that you're interested, then I'm gonna assume you're not. I'm
Right.
gonna assume that you're pursuing maybe multiple people and I'm just an option,
Mm.
you
Nobody
know?
likes feeling like an option.
Right. And I know that maybe a guy might feel that way if I'm not putting in that kind of work, but, like, I feel like when a man wants something, they make it happen. If they want you, you'll know. And if he's not letting you know, then you know that you're not, like you kind of know.
Hmm.
Like I've never had a guy who was genuinely interested in me, like want to be with me, not be consistent.
Got
It's
you.
only the guys who want you around at their convenience that aren't consistent, but they show up enough.
Mm. Word. All right. So, is it a turn on when a guy, new guy, perhaps that you bring around, tries or at least puts an effort to impress the people that you bring him around?
I wouldn't say a turn on is the word, but it is encouraging, it's refreshing, it's you want to be able to bring the person that you're dating or going to be in a relationship with around your people. So like if I'm being brought around someone's family or friends or whoever, I'm going to be on my best behavior. I'm going to want them to like me and approve of me. Like those are things that come through my head. So I wouldn't want that person coming around my people and just acting a fucking fool and not giving a fuck. And like that now my people hate you and I can't bring you around again. Like
Facts, yeah.
that's the fucking worst. So
I fuck with that. I fuck with that. Okay. Last question for the Stella interview.
I like these
Before
interviews.
you like these interviews?
I like interviews, yeah.
All right.
Did you
I don't have
freeze?
another question. No, I don't have any other question.
Okay.
I did, but it was like, um, I don't think it's a good question.
Oh,
I think that everything that needed to be said was said. And
I actually have a question for you.
oh, okay.
I do.
Question.
I do. Because I saw something on the interwebs today
Okay.
regarding male birth control
Okay.
and how they have been testing it and it's 99% effective and with little to no side effects. And they want to start trials, later this year.
Hmm.
How do you feel about a male birth control pill? And would you take it?
I wouldn't take it, but I think it's a great idea, and I think that it's a way better option than the options that we've been rocking with for the last however many years. I think that
Why wouldn't you take it?
I wouldn't personally take it because I don't like putting like shit in my body personally, and I'm also married and I don't need to. And then also, not to mention, like even if I was like a single guy or whatever out there, I just don't, go cream pieing anything that I'm inside of. So, like it would never be like something that I would have to personally worry about. So I wouldn't take it. I don't think that it would be necessary for me personally, but I know a lot of motherfuckers that shit would really help out. But if you're gonna take that, then you might as well just fucking get the snip, honestly, at that point.
Well, I mean, if they stop taking the birth control pill, then they'll just be able to get people pregnant. Like the way that birth control works for women, if you're on it for a while and you stop taking it, and then eventually, within like a month or two, you'll be able to get pregnant. So that's the same kind of premise for this pill for male birth control, is that you take it and in 4 to 6 weeks you're fertile again. You can fucking, you know, knock
I see what
somebody
you're
up if
saying.
you want.
Yeah, I mean,
And
sure,
it's not
I'm
a
not against
procedure. It's not like this whole outpatient procedure. It's just a pill.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against it for like guys in general. I mean, just probably not for myself, but like,
I
like as a whole, yeah, I think that's a great fucking thing, no doubt.
I will say that pill or not, you still gotta wear a condom. Like
Nah,
if
man,
you're
if a
if
guy's
you're
taking
not
a birth control pill, he's raw dogging everything. Guys raw dog everything anyways. Guys
I
don't wear
know they
condoms.
don't want to wear condoms as it is, but like I'm like a birth control pill for a man isn't going to protect you against diseases. And like men can't get tested for HPV. So they're out here slinging a HPV and they don't even know it. And
Right.
like it's fucking crazy to me. So like, and that's something that you can actually get. All these diseases you can get even using condoms because of the skin to skin contact and all that shit. But like obviously it decreases your risk of contracting these diseases, but
Mm,
it's still never really fully a guarantee. And I do predict that if men had birth control pills, that HPV would fucking skyrocket. There's
mm.
already 85 million people in the United States that have been diagnosed with the cancer causing strains of HPV. Did you know that? That's
Well,
like a
that's
third of the country.
I was gonna say that's alarming to know. Yeah.
So, and if you've had sex since like 1990, basically at all at any point, then you have had it. They don't start testing women for it until they're 30 because
Hmm.
usually it's a virus and usually you clear the virus at some point in your 20s, like if you do catch it. But if you
Right.
catch it after 30, you're likely to have it for the rest of your life.
All right.
Can you believe that? That's fucking wild.
No, it's definitely
But
wild.
I was just thinking like for me, I same thing, I didn't want to be putting pills in my body. So I got my tubes tied when I was 24, right?
Damn.
So at that age, I made the best decision that I could make at that time for myself because I did get pregnant on birth control twice. And so I didn't want that to happen again. So I got my tubes tied. And I didn't want to ever have more kids than I could take care of by myself. So I said, that's it, because 2 kids is a lot. I knew I didn't want to be with that man forever. So I cut it off. I said, nope, I'm not going to have him. But I was 24. So I also told myself, if I ever meet somebody who doesn't have kids and like we get married and they want one, like I'll go and reverse the tubal ligation to like have a child with them. I said that. I said that when I was 24.
All right.
Now I'm 37, still not married. And I feel like what doing that did do though was like disqualify me from relationships. Because like the relationship I was in with Ryan, I was with him for 5 years, right?
Well,
I
you never
told
said
him,
his name on the podcast before.
oh yeah, Ryan, that's his name. I was with him for 5 years and I told him in the beginning, I was what, 26 or 27 when I was 27 when I met him. And I told him, "Hey, I did this thing when I was fucking 24 years old. It can be reversed. I'm willing to reverse it if you really want a kid. But, I did do this thing." And his response was, "I just want to be with you. Like, you already have 2 kids. Like, we're good. Like, that's enough for me." I'm
All
like,
right.
okay, cool. Fast forward 5 years later, he decided he wants a kid. And you're
All right.
allowed to change your mind 1000%. Like, whatever you got to do to make your fucking life the life that you want to live. Like, I 1000% get it. It sucked. It super sucked, but it is what it is. It happened, and that's that, right?
Right, right.
Next situationship relationship. The person at first was like, "Cool, I don't want kids." Cool, perfect. 3 years later, I want kids. Like, well, I'm a little older now. It's a little less likely to happen. Don't really want to have kids with you.
Right.
Not going to happen. Right? But like that's why I think like going forward, I'm probably going to have to meet somebody who either just really doesn't want kids,
Mm-hmm.
cuz they all say that and then they say they want kids. Like, I've had so many people tell me they want me to have their kid. Like, it's fucking crazy.
I got a question. Is it like possible for one of your eggs to be extracted and then like their sperm like put into a surrogate?
Yeah, totally. But
That's
here's
an
the other
option.
thing. No, it is. It's totally an option. And I've said this before, like tubal ligation reversal is probably like 6 or 7 grand. But that's still cheaper than the in vitro that you're talking about, which is like 15 grand. Like,
Right. Right.
I would rather just do it myself, right? I would rather just go get it reversed and carry the baby myself because I don't trust anybody else to carry my child the way I would. And I want to be able to breastfeed, which you can't do if you're not physically getting pregnant and giving birth.
Yeah.
Like, those are things that I would want to do. But like, I'm also 37 now. So like, it would be a high risk. Like,
Mm.
you could get pregnant with twins more likely
Ooh.
because you're older. Like,
Oh,
that sounds
really?
like a
That's
fucking
that's more of
yeah.
a possibility at an older age.
The older you
What?
get. Yeah. And so I'm almost 40. My daughter's almost
Shit.
18. Like, there's a lot of things now that I'm like, well, I would really fucking have to love you like to change my mind at this point.
For sure. For
But
sure.
like, I didn't want to take birth control the whole time because I didn't want to pump my body with a bunch of hormones and bullshit. And that shit has like mad side effects, makes bitches crazy, makes you gain weight, makes you break out, makes you all these things. And so I feel you on the whole not wanting to pump your body with birth control.
Yeah. Could we just talk about one thing before we get off the pod today?
Sure.
What do you hold on one second? What are you looking for? Downstairs on the couch.
On the couch?
Yeah. You know, like connected to the couch.
No, where is our other one?
I don't know that. Give me a second. All right. Anyways, we had a charger dilemma here at the house of the goods. I gotta ask. I am. So I want to know why the fuck are French bulldogs so fucking expensive? All right, so let me tell you the story. I was at the barbershop today, right? Like, I know you guys could tell, right? You know, I got the fresh cut. I still got a shower though. And this lady came in with a French bulldog, like a little puppy. I'm like, that's a cute ass dog. I don't want another dog or nothing like that. But the dog was cute as fuck. I was like, let me take a picture of me and this dog. Let me go ahead and send it to Erica, whatever. And I'm like, how much are those dogs? Do you breed them? And she was like, yeah, I breed them. And I'm like, okay, that's what's up. So I'm like, how much are they going for? She was like, oh, about 12, 15. I was like, oh, okay, that's what's up. So yeah, like, anyways, like, you got an Instagram or something? Like, how can I, get in contact with you or what have you? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, all right, bet. All right, so like a few hours go by. I'm like, I might be interested in one of these dogs. Like, I don't want another dog, but like now my wife and daughter saw the picture of the dog. Now they're like, oh, I want a fucking French bulldog. I'm like, oh, I don't want a French bulldog. Like, I said no for like an hour straight, but they always get me. And I was like, let me inquire. Let me just see. She said, yeah. No, it's 15K and I'll be down to go down to 12K.
15K.
Like, what? I was like,
That
can you
bitch is
feel
on
that?
crack.
I'm like, yeah.
That's a
Like
big
I was
nah
like,
for me.
I was like, all right, everybody, forget about that fucking dog. Like, no fucking shot. Like for a pet, like no
None.
shot, no fucking shot. Like that kind of money gets spent on like maybe like an investment, something that will make you money. Like I don't know, like maybe
That's
if
a
you're like trying
down
to
payment on a cheap house.
right, like what,
Like,
12K on a French bulldog,
yeah,
like you out of your mind. Like I'm not mad at the hustle. Like get your fucking hustle on and shit like that. But like I would never pay that much for a fucking pet. Like I
that's
mean I fuck with pets,
price
but I'm just saying.
gouging. I'm pretty sure inflation doesn't apply here. That's fucking bullshit. Like you don't
I know.
need to. No fucking French bulldog is worth 15 fucking grand. Unless that's the fucking vet bill after something happens to it. There's no way.
Yeah, and if a vet bill is 12 grand, then
$300, put them down. That's it.
and on that
Absolutely
note,
not.
everybody, I think that's good for the pod today. What you think?
I think that'll do.
Today, I enjoyed today's pod. Thank you so much, Stella
You're
Bella,
welcome.
for a great episode. Thank you everybody for tuning in.
Thank you guys. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. If you haven't hit that like button, come on now.
Man, go check out our Sci-Fi Chronicles Instagram and our TikTok because we've been posting clips from these shows. I know sometimes hour-long podcasts are not for everybody, so we do post little tidbits here and there. So definitely follow the Sci-Fi Chronicles on Instagram and TikTok, and man, follow our IGs too because you already know, man. Daddy Goods, Stella Bella, we out here becoming a real podcast sensations out here. You know what I'm saying, man? You know what I'm saying, man? We've been at it. We've been at it. So fuck with your people. Anything else you want to say, Stella?
Nope, that's all. I just want to punch Ted Cruz in the face.
All right. See you later, everybody. See you
Bye.
later, Ted Cruz. We outs.